Jen everyone and welcome back to Soldier Unplugged. Today we're going to be speaking about a topic called synonyms. Okay? Now अभी एक ऐसा टॉपिक है जो दिखने में तो काफ़ी आसान लगता है कि बस एक शब्द है उसमें से कुछ उसके बस जो मीनिंग जो एकदम थोड़ा सिमिलर है उसके बारे में बताना है बट कई सारे बच्चे इसी में ही मार खा जाते हैं है ना वो सोचते हैं इस वर्ड का मतलब कुछ और होता है बट वो निकलता कुछ और है ना सो synonyms is also one thing that you need to make sure that you're practicing on regular basis ताकि आपका जो vocabulary है वो एक बार अगर आपके दिमाग में सेट हो गई तब तो फिर आपको इस क्वेश्चंस का कुछ डर ही नहीं है because if you know what the meaning of the sentence the word is you will easily be able to find the synonym of it. Okay, now without wasting much time, let's get started. All right, now what are synonyms? Right, we just had a discussion that synonyms are words which have similar meaning. Right, very simple है ना. ऐसे कोई शब्द जिनका जो मीनिंग है जो मतलब है वो सिमिलर है ना, टू दैट ऑफ अ गिवन वर्ड है ना. एग्जांपल द सिनोनिम ऑफ द वर्ड रिसाइड इज ड्वेल. व्हाट डज रिसाइड मीन? रिसाइड मतलब रुकना, ड्वेल मतलब अ प्लेस वेयर यू कैन स्टे, राइट. सो सिनोनिम ऑफ ड्वेल इज रिसाइड. क्लियर? इट कैन बी वाइस वर्सा एज वेल. ऑलराइट, simple. I think you all would be knowing what synonyms are, so I would not be stressing more on this point. Okay, now let's see what are the formats that are usually available or given in our exams. Okay, first is the direct format. Okay, now what does the direct format basically say? In this format, a word is given, and out of the given 4 options of a word, you need to select a word which is the nearest meaning to the given word. Clear? You will be given one word and you'll be given 4 options, and from that 4 options you need to select any one option which is nearest to the word given above. Not exactly the same, but probably the nearest. Clear? Okay. Example, dekh lete hain. Which of the given word is the closest to the meaning of the word remote? Right? Now, either it can be automatic, either it can be distant, mean, or savage. Now, if you know the meaning of the word remote, this is not your TV का remote, okay? TV का remote नहीं आएगा. Remote मतलब your remote villages, right? Now, what are those villages? They are distant from you, right? So obviously, you don't even have to check at these options, right? You straight away have your option of distant right here. Clear? Quite simple. Let's go ahead. Okay, now this is the format number 2. Okay, I'm so sorry. Yes, this is format number 2, sentence format. Okay, in this format, one word of a sentence will be what? Underlined, okay, or capitalized. Okay, and out of the given 4 options, a word needs to be selected which is similar in meaning to the underlined capitalized word, right? What is the first format that we had? We had just one word that would be given, and other format is that will give you an entire sentence, and from that sentence they'll be underlining a word from that where you have to get out the meaning and probably mark a synonym of it. Okay, I find this more easier because what happens sometimes if you do not know the meaning of the word, with the sentence you can actually figure out what could be the meaning of that particular word. Okay, it's usually very easy to figure out, but in certain when you're giving just one word, it's really important that you know the meaning of that particular word. Okay, all right, let's see an example for it. Okay, which of the given words has the same meaning to the word written in the capital letters? Okay, we would discuss that it can be capitalized as well, right? Getting a weak mobile signal in remote areas is quite common. Okay, now what is the word capitalized? It is the word weak. Okay, now either it can be fluctuating, which is not wrong, either it can be failing, which is again not wrong. Now when you're going to a remote area, obviously you get your signal towers are low. Yeah, your what do you say that what do you call that word? Your reception is low, right? So it clearly says that instead of a weak mobile signal, you can also use a word called low, right? The signal is low, right? Reception is low, right? And distant is also now the correct option, right? So if you know the meaning of the weak, now here you knew the meaning of weak, right? And along with the sentence like mobile signal, you could easily figure out which is the word that you are actually looking for. Clear? Quite simple to understand. All right, let's go ahead. Now these are few questions that we'll be practicing. Okay, we are going to be practicing the first format, right, with just the first word. As we always say, we always prepare for the difficult first so that we have the easier part left for the later part, and we already are well versed with that as well because we know the meanings of these words. Okay, now Without wasting much time, let's get started. Check your vocabulary. In the following items, which of the following words is the closest in the meaning to the words provided? Clear the first format. The first word is modest. What does the word modest mean? Right? Modest means something that, a person who is more giving. Right? Now, a giving person, is it attractive? Can the synonym be attractive? No. Can he be clever? He can be clever but does not mean this. Right? Current? No. So the correct option is your humble. Clear? Next is custom. Okay? This is not your airport custom. These are, now if you see the words, right, you'll get to know this is something related to the custom that you follow or for your rituals that you follow, right? Customs, right? Now, desert is obviously not an option. Ethic, no. Habit is a correct option and obviously not deliver. Right? There's custom does not deliver anything, right? Custom also means that it's a habit that has been followed from quite a long time. Clear? All right. Now let's go on to the next. Now, the word prolong, right? What's the word? Prolong. Now, see, that's really important for you to know the meaning of the word, because once you know the meaning of the word, right, you don't even have to look at the other options. Prolong means extending something. You have the answer right here. You would not even look at the other options, right? That important it is to know the meaning, okay? Let's go to the next. Hustle. What does hustle mean? You would have, since we are living in a journal where everyone, like every other person is basically hustling in his life, right? Or at least they claim to be hustling, right? Now, what does hustling actually mean? That they are running or faster than the others. They are trying to achieve a goal faster than the others, or they are trying to make sure that the goals are achieved, right? Now, are they dancing? No, obviously they're not dancing, right? They are busy, but that's not the meaning of it, right? Clean, they might be clean, but again, that's not the meaning. What they exactly, the word would be hurry, which is the most similar to the word hustle. Clear? Now, next word we have is solemn, right? Now, what solemn means, right? Solemn is a person who is very, to the point, and he does not really involve anything much, right? So, is that person amusing? No. Are we talking about any speech here? Definitely not. Is this person harmful? Might be, just kidding, but not the meaning, okay? Basically, it means that the person is serious. Clear? You have the right answer right here in front of you, okay? So make sure that you are practicing these words, okay? Now, one more thing. While practicing these words, for example, you would know the meaning of extend, inquire, relax, wait, right? Now, for example, just giving an example, you did not know the meaning of the word amusing. Okay, so make sure you're pausing the video right here. Go to Google Baba, type that what the meaning of amusing is. Have the definition taken down and practice that as well, so that it's like an additional vocabulary that's been given to you. Okay, make sure until your examinations you are preparing as much as vocabulary so that you're scoring good marks in your English session itself. Clear? All right. Now, next, imply. Now, what does the word imply mean? Right? Does it mean to stab someone? No. Okay? Does it mean to destroy someone? Obviously not. Is it thick? No. It's it's similar to the word suggest, right? Implying a decision or suggesting a decision, right? It's more similar to the word called suggest. Okay? The next word is ramble. I am pretty sure many of my students would not know the meaning of the word ramble. Okay? What exactly ramble means? Ramble means like walking long distances without actually a clue, okay? Or, just wandering around the city, right? Now, what is it actually, what word I use? Wandering around the city. You have the answer right here, wander, right? Basically just wandering around. Are you referring to a knot when you're walking? If you know the meaning ramble, that means just walking, बस ऐसे घूम रहे हो, है ना? Knot का कुछ मतलब बना उसमें नहीं, कुछ confuse का मतलब निकला नहीं, wander का ये अपना wander का तो मतलब ही अलग होता है ना? So the correct word is wander. Okay? Now, next we have is beneficial. Okay? Beneficial का मतलब क्या है? Benefit होना, right? Beneficial. It's beneficial to me, right? Is it doleful? Doleful का मतलब नहीं पता तो जान लो. Is it playful? Definitely not. They're trying to give you very similar words, right? Is it this? No. What is the correct word? Is advantageous, right? Beneficial, advantageous, right? You don't even have to look at the other options. You have the answer right here. You can just have a glance. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, correct. Move ahead, right? Because you know the other subjects might take a little time where you actually have to do solving, your maths, your English, right? But sorry, your science, your social, right? But English is a subject. If you know it, you don't have to waste a single time. Just move forward, right? You don't have to apply much of brains here. It's basically checking what your current knowledge really is. Clear? All right, let's go it. Now, next word is flare. Okay? If anyone plays PUBG here, they are referring this to that flare, you might be a little correct. Okay? Flare, not the flare gun basically, but this is something relating to the word blaze. Okay? Flare, right? Which is definitely not meaning of temper, definitely not of style, right? And obviously nothing, I mean, it has no connection to the judicial part. Clear? The basic connection is the blaze. All right? All right. The next word is negligent. What is it? Negligent. What does the mean negligent mean? You obviously know, like, negligent. He is very negligent in his work. Pajamas. Are we referring to pajamas that we wear daily life? Definitely not. Morbid? Nope. Are we referring to something dark? Again, no. We are referring to something careless. He's very negligent in his work. He's very careless in his work. Clear? All right. Now, next we have is aloof. Aloof, the person is he's very aloof, right? What does the word aloof mean? That is clever. Okay? Kidding, that's not clever, it is reserved. Okay? Aloof is a person who just minds his own business and just is strictly in his own space. He does not like to interfere anyone else's. So the correct option straight away is reserved. Okay? I was just playing around here. This is not the option. Above is also not an option. Tidy is also not an option. Clear? All right, now let's go ahead. Okay. Now, the next word we have is resolve. What's the word? Resolve. Simple, you will find many words like this that are very easy. Okay? Resolve is a word, obviously not a complicated, right? But simple. Does it mean to turn? Definitely not. Does it mean to puzzle? No. Does it mean to want something? Definitely not. Basically, the most similar word to the word resolve is decide here, right? To decide something, to resolve a solution, right? Clear? Now, the next word we have is congregate. What is it? Congregate, right? What's the meaning of congregate? Congregate is when, many people come together to do something, or, they just come together, right? Now, what's the word? Obviously, it's not worship, right? Disturb, definitely not. Hurry, also not. The best word that's similar is gather, right? When people come together, it obviously means together, right? Clear? All right. The next word we have is utter. Again, a very similar word, a very simple word, okay? Uttering something, right? Now, to utter something, obviously it means to express something. Quite clear. I didn't have to even look at the other option because the first option was correct. It obviously does not, but we simply will just give a glance, okay? Before we mark a final, the answer, we'll quickly give a glance to the other options just to verify if there's any other word that might be more similar to the word utter, okay? It's obviously not differ. Utter definitely does not mean to laugh. Utter definitely does not mean to borrow something. Clear? The most simple word is express. All right? Now let's go ahead. The 15th word is fearless. Okay? Now, many students I've seen, they probably, my friends actually, they actually have got confused in this particular question. Now, why is that? Because fearless, powerful people are also fearless, brave people are also fearless, right? They do not get, they have clearly cut an option. Obviously, fearless does not mean careful, so they toss this, they cross this, okay? They get confused between the two. Majority people mark this, and very few people mark this. And why is that? Because they do not really give that emphasis on, what exactly is being asked. What is the word exactly nearest to the meaning of the word, right? Now, obviously, we're definitely not against the fact that powerful people might not be fearless, right? But fearless, what exactly fearless means? To be brave, right? If I'm jumping, to throw probably a bomb away somewhere else, right? That's being brave, right? That doesn't mean I'm powerful, right? So get to the exact meaning and then relate to the words here, right? So the correct option for this would be brave. All right. Now, moving forward, we have the next word, which is negligible. Okay. What is the word? Negligible. Negligible means very little, right? He did negligible amount of hard work. Okay. Kidding. Okay. Now, what does negligible mean? Basically, very little, right? Hardly you can see. So the first option is itself correct, which is insignificant. Okay. It's not arguable, right? Doesn't mean dark, doesn't mean careless. Clear? All right. Now, the next word we have is placid. What does placid mean? This basically means a person who definitely does not get angry sometimes, or he is not sad, right? He's always in a neutral mood. What is he? He's calm, right? He's a calm person. Definitely does not mean he's lazy, definitely does not mean he's delicious, definitely does not mean he's solemn. Clear? All right. Let's go ahead. Okay. The next word we have is rake. Now, this is not that garden tool rake, right? That is used for, softening the earth, right? This is not that rake. This is usually referred to a person. Okay. So obviously, it would not be thin. This would not be gentleman. This would not be shove, right? This would something be scoundrel, right? Similar to scoundrel, right? Obviously. Okay. The next we have is dupe. What does dupe means? Dupe means to basically trick someone into doing something, right? Basically, by telling them a lie, you are, asking them to probably carrying something, or probably do something illegal, or probably just, what do you say? Doing something so that they just do your work, right? So basically, obviously, it's not rancher, it's not a simpleton, it's not a drug. Obviously, it is tricking someone to do something. Okay, so the most clear word is trick. Next we have is stigma. Stigma is nothing but kind of like, it relates to, I think, the most common word here. It's not obviously trail, right? Stigma is nothing but dirt or something, right? A stain, basically. So we have the stain option right here, so we would not even look to the other words. It's obviously not difficult, right? It's not holiness, okay? It's not trial as well. Correct option is stain. Clear? All right, now let's go ahead. Next, we have the word recite. We already did this in the starting of the class, right? I gave it as an example already. So I don't even have to answer this. The answer is dwell, okay? The next we have is covetous. And what does that mean? Covetous is kind of a person who is usually in need of, what someone else has something. He really wants that for himself as well. So what does that basically mean? The most clear option is the option greedy. He obviously does not mean sneaky. Obviously, he's not a person who's quiet. He's obviously a person who's not lurking around, right? Greed is the option. The next, we have the word is abide, okay? Now, abide, what does abide really can relate to? Is it hate? No. Does it mean to live? Definitely not. Does it really have anything to do to attendance? So this is like a first no, right? So the correct option is endure. Clear? All right, now let's go ahead. The next we have the word, the last two words is shrewd. Okay, now what does the shrewd word relate to? Is it intractable? No. Does it mean something that mean? No. Is it something relating to intelligent? No. It's a word something related to astute, right? The most similar word to shrewd is astute. Clear? All right. Now next we have is fetter. Okay. Now what exactly is a fetter? Does anyone know? Obviously you cannot answer right now because it's a recording, right? Fetter is something that, is usually a kind of a chain that is, tied around the legs of a prisoner. Okay. Now that is basically so that they cannot escape. Okay. Now, if you have a check with the options here, now you know the meaning. Is it something related to rancid? No, right? Is it something related to praise? Definitely not, right? Because you obviously are not praising the prisoner by, capturing his leg, right? Is it something persist? No. Correct option is hamper. You're hampering its movement. You're hampering the prisoner's movement, right? So, hamper. Clear? All right. Let's go ahead to the words to learn, okay? Moving forward to the words to learn, again, we have synonyms and antonyms here as well. So the learning are still never stopping, okay? The class is still continuing, okay? The first word is cajole, okay? What does it basically mean? It means to persuade someone to do something by coaxing or flattering, right? Flattering the person, oh my God, you do this work really best, okay? There's not a single person who can do this better than you, okay? Okay, cajole. Synonyms, what? Persuade, coax. All right. Antonyms are dissuade and discourage. Clear? Quite simple. All right. Let's go to the next. We have calamity. Okay. Quite similar. Quite everyone would have heard this word. Okay. An event that brings terrible loss, lasting distress, or is severe. Clear? Synonym is a tragedy, a catastrophe. Antonyms are a blessing, a godsend. Clear? Quite a simple word and quite a few explanation with its synonyms and antonyms. All right, nothing, to break your head about. Next we have is callous. Okay, what does the word callous mean? Showing or having an insensitive or a cruel disregard for others. Right? Never be this. Okay. Showing or having an insensitive or a cruel disregard for others. Right? What are the synonyms? Being insensitive, being unsympathetic. Okay. Antonyms are sensitive and sympathetic. Wow, right? Wasn't that so interesting? We just had these turned around, right? That's how simple synonyms and antonyms is, okay? We'll be covering antonyms also in the upcoming parts, okay? But let's have synonyms for quite some time so that we have a knowledge of a couple of words and also how to approach them, okay? So with that, we end today's lecture. I hope it was an informative session for you and you really are learning towards your goal, which is coming really soon, okay? So make sure that you're preparing really, really hard and are leaving no space for distraction and are only focused towards your goal. Okay, so with this, I would end this today's class and I'll see you in the next class. Okay, until then, Jai Hind.